Imagine being unable to express yourself in a new language. That was me back then, even though I used plenty of methods, but I didn't get any result until I understood I don't need 150 techniques to become fluent in English. In this video, I will share 5 effective tips that took me from struggling to fluent in English. Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, Monvie. Firstly, I want to clarify what fluency actually is and how fast you can get it. Fluency consists of 2 parts. Firstly, it's comprehension, how well you understand other people, and speaking, how well you can respond and maintain a conversation with another person without Google Translator and with advanced vocab. So in this video, I will focus on improving these 2 things. As for speed of getting this fluency, it's all very individual. It depends on how to learn this language, how often, and so on. I can't say you right now in how many months you'll become fluent in English. It depends on plenty of factors. So I don't recommend to set a goal to become fluent in English in a month, as it's not realistic. The only thing that you can get for these months is to get the basics, but not to become fluent. And now let's get to the tips. Consistent speaking practice. As I need all my languages for communication, I prioritize speaking practice. It's not that optional whether you start speaking already from first days of your learning or in a month, as it depends on your vocab, language level, and even grammar knowledge. However, I don't recommend to wait for too long, as it will be really difficult to start speaking in this language, as you're just not used to speaking it. I usually try to say something and to make a little story out of it already in a couple of lessons in a week, because I'm genuinely interested in mastering this language. And overall, it's a new language, and of course I wonder how will I sound in this language. So constant speaking practice helped me to improve my English and become fluent. More you speak, more you become confident with that. During these, I think, 4 years, it's almost 4 or even 5 years that I've been learning English. So I was speaking not only with myself, but also with other people online. And I advise you to diversify your speaking practice. Don't just talk to yourself all the time. When you have already an intermediate level, you have enough vocab, you can talk to others. Of course, at the beginning, it will be scary and you'll think, oh my god, what are we supposed to talk about? How to start this conversation and all this stuff. But with time and practice, you will get used to that, and for you, it will be just normal thing to talk to an unknown person. Now I want to talk about how I was practicing speaking and still do. Most of the time, I speak with myself. I don't need anyone. I just choose any random topic or imagine that I'm on the interview and talk about that. For some people, it can seem really strange, but in conquering a language, all the methods are great. Take it from me. Or there is another way, talking to people. I usually look for them on exchange websites or on Discord. And by this, I also improve my English. For sure, if you have a possibility, it's better to talk to natives in real life, as I did recently when I was on a trip in Europe. The best thing that I remember from this trip is I had so many possibilities to talk with real people, in real life, in languages that I know. I was talking in English, in Spanish, in French, even in Turkish, a bit, as you know that my level in Turkish is not that stable, but still. And I was just so happy that I have such an opportunity. All these talks online and moreover, just talking to yourself, it's nothing compared to real life talks. Watching series in original. It's the most pleasant and very effective tool to improve your comprehension. You watch an episode, listen to language, enjoy it, and at the same time, you improve your comprehension. However, just by passive watching, you barely improve something, to be honest. So you need to take a piece of paper or your phone to write all the unknown words that you will hear during watching. When you hear something new, check its meaning or translation immediately and write it down in context. After watching an episode, you will come up with several examples more and add this phrase to your flashcards in context. If you are an intermediate level, of course it will be easy as you already know the basic recap and much more, so you don't need to pause every single second to catch that one single word. But for beginners, I don't recommend to write down every single word that you don't know because it will be really frustrating as you will need to pause very often. Write down only those words or phrases that are used more often in this episode. You just notice them, There is no need to translate every single word. This tip is for sure for those who like extreme because as a beginner, watching a series in original without any subtitles, it can be really tough. And of course, if you watch movies in original without any subtitles as a beginner, it will not make you fluent overnight. But if you want that, why not? It's up to you. Now, by original, I mean totally in your target language, without any subtitles, even in that language. As in this video, I share my personal journey, so I learned all my languages like this. I used rarely subtitles and only in my target language, but most of the time I was listening in original. Yes, I didn't understand a lot of things. I was just watching a video and I could catch like one single word and that's all, but that was okay for me because I'm very persistent in learning languages. With time, you became familiar with that vocab and it's not such a big deal for you anymore. The main things that you need here are patience and consistency. By the way, you can watch not only movies but videos of natives on YouTube as well. This one I recommend hugely to beginners. Vocab here is daily. Most of them speak clear and slow English. It depends on each YouTuber, of course, but it's easier to find than in series. I was watching YouTube from the first days of learning my languages. I wasn't understanding absolutely anything, but I would just continue doing that and now I got everything. And I wanted to add one more thing. I didn't start learning English from movies because so many people think that, oh, it's very easy to learn English by movies. You just watch and like in a month you already know everything, but no, just how by listening you can learn a language. If you don't actually learn it, you just listen, it's passive listening. I started watching series in English, I think in 3 months after I started learning it, like consistently every day. So I don't recommend you to start learning any language from series and movies because it will be really tough. Speakers there, they tend to speak very fast. You will mix everything and there is such a huge chance that you'll just give up on learning that language because you don't get anything. It continues for already a month because you just watch. You don't learn any single word. So start from videos of natives on YouTube and then when you already have an intermediate level, you can start watching series in original. For instance, it took me 6 months to understand full Spanish. Not 1 month, not even 3, but 6. As for French, 8. Because pronunciation is different. I even don't want to say anything about Turkish because that was 1 year. In a year, I started understanding everything. But before this, I was just watching all these Turkish series and I was pretending that, oh yeah, I know this word, oh merhaba, oh nasılsın. But I couldn't understand a normal conversation. And I was consistent with learning and listening to a language. So as you can see, it all depends. Someone can learn and already understand French in 6 months. For someone, even 2 years, it will be not enough because I can say that this person probably doesn't do that consistently. Yeah, and that's the reason. Even if you're consistent, you learn every single day, you'll not become fluent in a month. Don't believe all these phrases because they seem like, wow, like just 1 month, but they are not real. No one will become fluent in a month. Even if you will live in that country, 1 month it's not enough. Creating content for YouTube. Thanks to this one, I improved almost all areas of my English. Speaking, writing, listening, and even my pronunciation. I started creating content 1 year ago, and now my English is way better than before. For each video, I need to prepare myself, so I write a short script. I try to diversify words that I use very often and also add new phrases that I've learned. Then, during making a video, it's obviously I improve my speaking. Even by talking to the camera, you improve your speaking because you get used to your voice in this language, and overall, you become okay with speaking. And during editing, I listen to my English so I can notice my progress and all the improvements that I have. So it's the best way to keep track of your English as you improve all the areas of this language. As for pronunciation, I improved it thanks to my viewers who told me that I mispronounced something. So this feedback is real helpful in English improvements. If you don't want to create a channel, you can just create videos for yourself. Go through all these processes that I named, but you will not get any feedback on your English. It's the only one con. Oh, and overall, no one will never see your useful videos. Actually, not all the feedback can be useful to you in terms of improving your language, because there are people whose only goal is to find flaws in you, in your videos, or in your English. And I met quite a lot of people like this who just, saying that, oh, you shouldn't teach us English as you speak worse than I did in 5th grade. Like, what benefit can I get from this comment? This person doesn't have confidence in herself. She's trying to put you down in order to feel at least a little bit better than you. So always take any feedback with a grain of salt. And remember that it was your decision to start doing something. So don't care about all those people who say to you horrible things. They just project their own problems on you, and it has nothing to do with you or your content. Consistent reading. I like this one hugely because you can read anywhere, anytime. The only thing that you need is your phone. So what you can read apart from books? Because to be honest, I almost never read books in foreign languages. I always seem to be lack of time. You can read something on social media, for example, if you don't just get random photos of strangers on your feed, and you can really benefit from Instagram. Personally, I am subscribed to a lot of publics. Usually they are about personal growth, learning languages, sports, cooking, motivation, and how can they help me to improve my English, you may ask. You can notice some new words in context and learn them afterwards, or even read aloud to improve your pronunciation. Improving any language, it's all about taking those small steps that contribute to your main goal. By the way, vocab on social media is a daily often used vocab. It will definitely come in handy. And if you think that reading that one post will change absolutely nothing, just look at this in terms of the whole year. If you do that consistently, you will see your results. I'm not worried about how many words or grammar tenses I learned today. I built my language fluency day by day by learning it consistently and moreover enjoying this process. Also, you can read articles on the internet in topics that you're interested. Try to read them aloud. By this, you will analyze your improvements, your progress, and you will get used to your voice in English. Generally, I read something on Reddit or Quora. These are two websites. I think that I promote them in every video about language learning, but I just like them so much because there you can read a lot. The main point of these websites is like Twitter. People just share their opinions on certain topics. The main benefits of reading are, of course, new vocab, pronunciation, and improving reading skills. Keeping a diary in English. When I started learning English, I kept a diary for a long period of time. Now I do that more seldom, but this one helped me hugely. I could write all of my thoughts, how was my day, my insights, my plans for another day, etc. And all of this, of course, in English. By writing overall, you activate all your vocab that you have, as you need to come up with words to write something. Also, you use your knowledge in grammar to write everything correctly. So it's really a great tool for improvement. Firstly, you learn how to express your opinion by hand, and then you express it by talking to others. If you don't like the idea of describing each event of your day, of your life, you can write some main points. I even have a separate folder in my notes for this. There I write all of my insights and all of my ideas. Sometimes I can write 5 pages of text, sometimes it can be just 2 sentences. It doesn't matter. The main thing that you do that. And for sure, do all of this in English. Overall, I can advise you try to integrate English as much as possible. Search all the necessary information on the internet in English. Set English language as the main language in your phone. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you soon in my next videos. Bye!